Hey guys, it's Fitzy for me. I'll be doing some reading from the Civil War. Hope you guys enjoy. Speedball could barely stand still. That wasn't unusual. Ever since the accident in the lab, his body had become a barely controlled generator of highly violated kinetic force bubbles. His teammates and the new warriors were accustomed to his constant bouncing around. His inability to stay focused on anything for more than 90 seconds at a time. They barely even bothered to roll their eyes anymore. No, Speedball acting anesthesia wasn't new, but the reason for it was Earth to Speedball. The producer's voice was tiny in his ear. "You're gonna answer my question, kid." Speedball smiled. "Call me Robbie, Mr. Ashley. You know the rules when you're mic'd and in the fields. It's code name only, Speedball." "Yes, sir." He couldn't resist twinking Ashley. The man was such a suit. "So," Ashley said. "So, the villains, how many?" Speedball brushed crabgrass away from his leg. He leaped up into the air, past Namorita, who stood leaning against the tree, bored. He bounced off Microbe's massive frame. The big guy sat sprawled into the grass, snoring, and came in from a feather-light landing right behind Night Thrasher, their black-coated leader. Thrasher was all business, his hidden eyes peering through a part of high-tech binoculars. Speedball looked past him and the house, old and wood-framed, concealed from its neighbors by the high fence. The warriors and the camera crew stood about 50 feet away, hidden behind a pair of big oak trees. A trio of muscular men appeared in the doorway of the house, all dressed in casual clothes, jeans, work shirts. Speedball touched a button on his earpiece. "3 villains, 4, Thrasher said. Speedball squinted, managed to make our muscular woman with dark hair. "Oh yeah, icy cold heart in the black, emptying the trash." Speedball giggled. "Emptying the trash. Man, these guys are hardcore. Actually, they're all on the FBI most wanted list." Ashley sounded almost worried now. "Cobalt Man, Speed Freak, Nitro. They all broke out of Rikers Island 3 months back, and they all got records as long as your arm." Microbe had shabbed up behind them, a 350-pound of him, dressed in green and white with a thick belt full of compartments. "What's up?" Thrasher mentioned him to silence. "Coldheart fought Spider-Man a couple of times." Ashley continued. "And get this, Speed Freak almost took down the Hulk." Thrasher lowered the binoculars. "He what now?" Microbe scratched his head. "These guys sound out of our league." "Out of your league maybe, Lardo." "Shut up, Ball. I told you not to call me that." "Ball?" Microbe repeated, a lazy smile on his face. "Enough." Namorita turned her head, barely interested. "What's the plan?" Speedball smirked. "Plan is you spend 5 more minutes in makeup, Nita. You think people want to see that big ugly zit on your chin?" She shot him the finger and turned away. Pierre rushed up to her, foundation brushed in his hand. Namorita was a blue-skinned beauty, an offshoot of the royal family of Atlantis, cousin or niece or something to Prince Namor, ruler of the undersea city. One time, Speedball had tried to get into her pants. She held his hand underwater for 5 minutes. I don't know, Thrasher said. He cast a worried glance back towards the house. I'm not sure we should do this. What? Speedball almost jumped up into the air, then realized just in time she'd realized in time he'd be blowing their cover. Think of the ratings, Thrasher. We're dying here. 6 months we've been driving around the country looking for goofballs to fight. And the best we've managed was a bum with a spray can and a wooden leg. This could be the episode that really puts the new Warriors on the map. We beat these clowns and everyone will stop bitching about Nova leaving the show to go back into space. Fernandez, the cameraman, cleared his throat. I just want to remind everybody that the crew's on the shift for another 20 minutes. After that, we go to time and a half. Everyone turn to night, Thrasher. Okay, listen up, everyone. Thrasher held out a table displaying profiles of 4 villains. Nitro and Cobot Man are the real threats here. Cold Hearts, a hand-to-hand expert. We should take her out from a distance if possible. I don't know the current state of Cobalt's armor, but Ball Microbe said again, leaning over the whisper in Speedball's ear. Ball, 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 ball. Speedball pulled out his iPhone, tumbled on some honey claws, electric riffs and pumping bass line. Merciful, it drowned out both Microbe's taunts and Thrasher's boring tactical briefings. Speedball was tired and cranky. They all were. He realized it had been Thrasher's idea to turn the new Warriors into a reality show. And at the beginning it seemed exciting. Times were tough for teenage heroes, and this was a chance to transform their frankly third-rate team into pop stars. The show a brief spurt of attention, and Speedball became addicted to the public acclaim. The guest appearance on the Cobalt Report a Charlie Rose. But the Nova had quit. And the less said about this replacement, the better. She washed out after 2 episodes, and the season wore on. The strain and constant reshoot had worn of all their nerves, and the ratings took a sharp dive straight into the toilet. A second season looked really, really unlikely. It's too bad, he thought when this started. We were all friends. Nita elbowed him roughly in the ribs, and he yanked off the earbuds. What? You've been marked. Speedball looked at the house. Just a cold heart turned to stare at them. Then she ran inside yelling, "Everybody in costume. It's a raid." The Warriors were on their feet. Fernandez hefted his camera, preparing to follow them. Standard attack pattern, Thrasher called. For one, Speedball just gained and leaped. Kinetic energy bubbles blasting out of him in directions. "Go!" he yelled. He couldn't almost feel Thrasher's exhausted sigh. As Speedball arced in the landing half across the lawn, he thumbled in his iPhone to another track. Then wasn't broadcast live. He somehow the scenario theme in his ears always got pumped, and Speedball lived to get pumped. "Speedball," the announcer's voice came in his ear. "Night Thrasher, Microbe, the sultry Namorita, and the name called Nova." He hated that part. In a world of grays, there is still good and evil. They're all still the new warriors. Speedball shouted the words along with announcers, just as he crashed into the front door, splintering it like toothpicks. The other warriors ran up behind him, surveying the scene. The living room was stripped bare, like a cracked den. A long-haired man whirled to green theme, half called in the metal skeleton. "Speed freaks," Thrasher said. "Holy crap." Speed freaks reached out for a silvery red vision helmet, graining again. Speedball body slammed him, sending the helmet flying. They crashed together through the far wall into the backyard. Freak stumbled back over an old stump surrounded by overgrown grass and weeds. "I hear them, the clothes making the man Speed Freak," Speedball, punching him hard and solid left cross. "And in your case, it's totally true." "Ugh." Speed Freak looked back, fell to the lawn. Fernandez, the cameraman, tapped Speedball's shoulder. "Sound cut out for a minute there, but any chance of that last part again?" Speedball grimaced. Mentioned to Namorita, she rolled her eyes and stalked out of the dazed Speed Freak. Alright guys, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. Please make sure you subscribe and do not forget to like my videos. I will be doing some more videos. Hopefully you guys like these. Bye guys.